Hi everybody, it's Little Prepper Lady here. Today is Thursday, May 30th, 2019. And first off, I'm going to say I apologize if you hear any background noise. They are putting in a new drainage pipe at the end of my driveway. So there's literally a trench at the end of my driveway right now. I can't even get out of my house. So hopefully they're done before I have to go to work. But if you hear anything, people talking, that's what it is. Unfortunately, there isn't anything I could do about it. They're going to be here paving soon, so good times. So the topic of today's video, prepping for the real world. So let's start out by saying this. There are so many different kinds of preppers, and no matter what kind of prepper that you are, you're going to get some type of ridicule from somebody because they always know more than you do. Here's the thing with that. Everybody has their own opinions. That's fine. That's great. Have your own information. There are people who have been doing this for 40 years, 50 years, and there have been people who have been doing this for 5, 10 years. Everybody has their own experiences and everybody has their own knowledge. But you have to continue, no matter how long you've been doing this, you don't know everything. You have to continue keeping an open mind, taking the information that you can get from other people and using it to your advantage. Because sometimes people who are brand new to prepping or have only been doing prepping for a couple of years might, have some information or know how of a better way to do something than you do. So you just have to make sure that you're keeping yourself open to the possibility that everybody comes from different backgrounds. Everybody has had different life experiences, and they all could contribute to, learning how to be prepared for any type of a situation, no matter how long or how short of a time that they've been doing it. As with me, I grew up in a family of preppers. Well, my mother prepped, not to the extent of anything major, just because my father was laid off every winter. So that's a situation I wanted to talk about as well. A lot of people who start prepping aren't always prepping for an end of the world scenario. So you have those people who do prep for those kind of things, and then you have the extreme versions of those people who end up getting bunkers under the ground. They either turn their house into, an above ground, below ground house, or just a totally below ground house. Like, there are people who take things to the extreme, and that's great. But then there are others of us who prep in the real world. So we have jobs, we have technology, we have new cars, all of that kind of stuff. And we're just kind of prepping just to prep because we feel that it's necessary for whatever situation. So you have to keep that in mind when you're looking at other people who are prepping and kind of take it from an aspect of why they're doing what they're doing and where they're coming from to do that. There are so many different things that people can be prepping for. And a big one I find is the financial aspect of things. You don't know if you're going to lose your job. You don't know if, your job is going to be secure forever. Now, my boyfriend has been working for Wegmans for probably 19 years now. Who's to say Wegmans can't go out of business? File bankruptcy and they shut his plant down. That's the only thing that he's been doing since he's gotten out of high school. He doesn't have a college degree. He doesn't have any availability to be able to get any type of alternative job. That's what he knows. So if he doesn't have that, yes, he has other skills, but it'll probably be quite a while before he's able to, find another job. And those are kind of things that I'm sitting here prepping for. I'm not going to go off grid. I'm not going to go move out to the country. We live in a town, and I just store some preps in my basement. I'm not going to go super extreme with it. Do I want to be prepared in case something more than just, 6 months to a year of financial issues arise? Absolutely. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who are the same. But being prepared for that financial situation, I see, is a huge thing among preppers. They know that we live in uncertain times. We don't always know what's going to happen when we wake up in the morning with the government our jobs, our security, our bank accounts, any of that kind of stuff. So these people just want to be prepared for anything that may happen. And then the technology aspect of it. We've all seen what the technology is doing. I don't know how many times in the past couple of months I've gone to the ATM and it said that it wasn't going to take the card and it wouldn't give me money through our own bank. And I'm like, there's glitches in the system. I'm sure you guys have seen it. I have seen it. We went to Walmart the other day. Same thing. Fraud alert on our phones trying to use our card at Walmart. Well, we shop at Walmart all the time. So why all of a sudden are we getting a fraud alert from Walmart? If we're buying something online with our card, I can understand that if it's a store that we've never shopped at before. But when you're going to a store that you shop at literally at least once a week and you're having issues, something's up. So those are kind of in the back of my mind as far as things that I want to be prepared for. I want to make sure that I have cash on hand because, that system just alone may go down and then we won't be able to go to the store and get any groceries or anything like that. It may not knock out the electricity. There may not be, a major issue with the power. But if we can't go to the grocery store and use our debit card, we need to have an alternative way to be able to do that. So these are just little things that I think when you tell people you're a prepper, they're not actually thinking about in the back of their head. When you hear the term prepper, because it's been spread across, mainstream media and the public alike, that it's a negative thing. Those people are crazy. The only thing they're preparing for is the end of the world. They have, things hidden all over their house and just all kinds of things like that. That's not the case. A majority of us are not like that. Would I eventually someday like to maybe move off grid? Maybe. That's not something that a lot of people want to do, and that's your choice. You don't have to be a prepper and live off grid. You can be a prepper and live in a city. You can be a prepper and live in a small town. You can be a prepper and live anywhere. It doesn't matter. If you are stocking up on extra food supplies and extra water supplies, however it is that you choose to do it, and you have that in your house, that makes you a prepper. And you can do that while you still go to work every day and still, drive your nice new car and live in your big, huge new house. Like, that's fine. It's okay to do that because you're prepared in case, something happens. And I think that that's the biggest issue that we face as a society is we're supposed to be all clumped into this one category. We're all supposed to fit in this nice little neat box and follow along with the rules and do all of that kind of stuff in any type of situation. So not just in prepping, but in life in general. Follow the rules, do what you're supposed to do. Don't say this because you might offend this person. I wouldn't travel here because people don't like Americans. Zeus, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. Zeus. Zeus! Hey! He's really upset. Actually, I'll show him to you guys. He's on the chair. He's mad. I'm sorry. Zeus, it's okay, buddy. Come here. Oh, it's a good boy. Come here. It's a good boy. Yeah, come here. It's okay. Yeah. So, just, these are things that I wanted you guys to keep, Hey, Zeus. All right. These are things I wanted you guys to keep in your mind, in the back of your mind, that when you're watching other preppers or you're, talking to other preppers and they're beginner preppers, they may not have the same goal and they may not want to get to the same place that you're already at. And that's okay. We're all prepping for a reason. We all have our own little life situations that are being thrown at us. And you just have to respect that and take into consideration that everybody's situation is different. They come from a different situation. They're going to go to a different situation. So it's important that we're just focusing on that and learning from each other and, trying to make it through this crazy world, because honestly, we just never know what might happen. It might not be as major as we think that it's going to be. It may just be something small. So just, take that into consideration, take it as food for thought. And as always, guys, everything does happen for a reason. So whether you're having a good day or a bad day, you're in a good situation or a bad situation, you're on that journey for a reason. Just stick with it. Everything's going to be okay. Also, always remember, forget about the past. And I want to change this up a little bit. So yes, I understand that we can learn from our past, but the reason why I say forget about the past is because most of us dwell on the past too much and we don't do anything to change it. So if you're that type of person, which I used to be, just forget about the past. It's not important. Let's be focused on the future and be living in the now. Be loving, but be living your life, be laughing, be enjoying, everybody around you, while staying focused on the future, because that is important. That's all I got for today, guys. Talk to you tomorrow.